difference have you seen from first scrimmage to second?
We got a lot of our third down packages in now, and so you kind of seeing the progress there defensively with third down. And on offense, I thought we were pretty efficient with the players we wanted to be, and I'm hoping that some of the young receivers, we kind of soaked them today, giving them a chance to kind of on that week where we need to decide if we're going to redshirt some guys or not. So, Freddie Simmons and Vernon Greer and Elliott Davis, a bunch of the younger guys got a lot of reps out there. But, excited about the progress of the team, anxious to watch the film, and we chose not to tackle today because we're 2 weeks out. Just wanted to make sure we didn't get a guy hurt in a pile up, Kind of feel like we know where we're at with some of the contact type players. So it was really about the skill. We did a lot with the 2-minute drill today. I thought that was really beneficial. And our kicker, Bambard, had another good day. And he had one low kick, but he hit a 53-yarder and then a 43 at the end. So it's a lot of good stuff. We had almost 30 minutes of special teams work at the beginning, which is going to be pretty critical film.
How was the line snapping?
Good. Didn't notice it, so it had to be good, right?
Has Bambard established himself in your mind?
As the place kicker.
As the place kicker?
Yeah.
And then Maples would do the kickoff? Or
going into the day, I would have said that,
Yeah.
But Kyle had both his kickoffs with touchbacks, so I'll have to look at it still.
He was a pretty good athlete in high school.
He was all-state.
Tell us a little bit about him.
Yeah, he was
kind of
all-state,
important for you.
All-state quarterback. He was actually, I don't know the name of the elite team in Michigan, but he was on it. They're Elite 11 or Elite 22, whatever they call it. He runs like a 4.65. He's a good athlete. So he's an extremely strong kid in the weight room. You kind of have to back him off on the weights because he loves lifting. But yeah, you're replacing Nick Sadie, who's the all-time leading scorer here. So we had a national kicking camp a couple years ago, and there was 20 to 30 Division I type kickers there, and he was one of the best ones that day, and just liked his demeanor. And you could tell that being a quarterback that he was pretty savvy. Sometimes kickers can get caught up in pressure and things like that. And I just love the fact that he was more than a kicker. He was an all-around athlete.
You ever seen a kicker who could throw almost as far as he can kick?
We actually had one at Wisconsin. Taylor Melhoff was his name. He was an all-state DB and quarterback in high school that was a really good athlete. Kind of reminds me of him.
When you go from a guy here 4 years, kicked all 4 years, to a guy who's never taken a college kick, your confidence level, does it change, or is it more a matter of having faith in what you've seen on the practice field and in these other camps?
You kind of expect some hiccups along the way just because he's young, but in the spring he struggled, and I told our staff, don't be concerned about it yet. Just give the kid a summer to get used to kicking in, good conditions like it's going to be in the fall, and let's see where he's at in the fall. And he's been outstanding in camp. So you just got to let him progress, and you got to remind yourself constantly, he hasn't played college football yet, but that doesn't mean we have low expectations. He's a really good kicker, so we're excited about his future.
How will the return game shake
out? Naheem's an electric guy back there. We feel good about him, and we need to get him hit a few times and get his butterflies out of his body on offense probably before we have him return the kicks. But ultimately, we'd love for him to be the guy.
Both punt and kickoff?
Both, yeah. We feel good about Cherry and Troel also in that days. So, we feel like we have 4 guys that we can put back there, but athletically, Naheem gives us something back there we haven't had in a while.
Cherry said that Naheem got in the end zone again today. Tell me how Naheem did today.
He did. I can't remember the exact play. It was I think it was a stretch, like a jet play we handed to him, and made a couple guys miss. Had a couple catches in the 2-minute drill, and he got blown up on a bubble today, which was good for him to take a shot like that and then keep playing. So I think that was something he needed.
Before practice really got going, you were saying about Jalen wanting to use him maybe in some situations where it warrants. Has he done anything in camp?
McClendon?
Yeah, to kind of,
we
still want that plan? Or
I'd love to get him in. I'm not going to walk into the game telling him that you got this series. For our offense, we got to get rhythm and make sure we're doing the right thing. And I just struggle with that, if you score the first 2 drives and then you take your quarterback out and you stall, I don't get wanting to change right there. So, he'll be hot on the sideline. He'll be ready to go. And, if we're dead and we need a change, we could do that. Or if we're up and we get him some valuable minutes, we'll do it that way. But you know, I'm not going to say that he's going to play X amount of plays every game.
I remember after the spring game, you were concerned about getting out of the huddle and getting to the line of scrimmage. Has he made strides on that front? Yeah,
much better. He had one delay today, so I don't know what happened, if Matt got it in later, if he was slow in the huddle with it, but he's much better than he was in the spring with the huddle.
When you have a situation like that where you have a senior who starts and a kid who I guess we all kind of assume will be your starter in the next 3 years after this, what do you try to get him to get out of this year?
Well, we need him to be ready to be our starter, first and foremost, and that's what I told him. I mean, every backup is one play away from having the whole team depend on him. So, you know, he needs to prepare like Jacoby can't play. And then if it happens, he needs to go in and play like he's the starter. And that preparation is going to be key, because if he prepares like he's the starter, next year won't be as big a deal to him. But if he just sits back like, yeah, I got time, next year will be hard. And, you know, the young kid we signed, Myers, he's getting better too. And I'm really excited about his progress. So we're not just going to hand the torch over him. He's going to have to earn it.
The offensive line move around, shift around today again?
Not so much. You know, I mean, I know he got Tony Adams a little bit of work at center because we need him to continue to snap to the quarterbacks. But Alex Barr and Tooney were playing on the left side together a lot, and Will Richardson took the majority of the reps at right tackle. Tony at right guard and Schooley at center. And that's been our primary lineup last week, and I think that's where Mike's most comfortable right now. And Tyler Jones and Garrett Bradbury and have both earned probably some playing time. We'll see how much, but we're probably about eight guys we feel good about right now. You obviously like to have 10, but we're probably 8. I think we were at 7 last year at this time, so we're a little bit ahead of where we were last year.
How unusual is it to go with Bradbury to go from tight end to defensive lineman, have injuries, and still show the progress he's clearly shown at guard?
Well, I don't know if that's good or bad for us. You know, I mean, I do think he's going to be really good, but you know, that was the one position that we've had probably the hardest, just building that back because of the transfer, you know, and the injuries that we've had on the offensive line leading up till this year. There was just over a 2-year span, like 9 guys that left that position group, from graduating to injury to transferring. So, you know, we're thinnest there, and Garrett's really talented. You know, he probably could play D-line. I mean, he runs a 4.9, he's 285 pounds, you know, I mean, he probably could be in a rotation over there. But I think it says a lot about him mentally to be able to handle it.
Richardson, that's more of a function of what he's done rather than what Jones hasn't done.
Yeah, Will came into camp and had great tempo and energy, and he's just playing with more confidence, playing with more finish than Tyler. Tyler has the ability, but, you know, to Will's credit, Will's outplayed him.
You guys doing anything on Hillsborough Street today with the Pack-Palooza?
Yeah, we'll have some players, and I know I'm going as well, I think around 4:30 to sign autographs.
So how neat is that, 2 straight days now to deal with the students?
Well, if they're over there, it'll be fun.
They'll be there.
You know, I like being around particularly, the night before I spoke to them at the Wolfpack Club, but they're important to our team. You know, one of our goals is to be undefeated at home, and it doesn't happen with no students in the stands. We got to have a great student section.
Good, guys.